Okay, so welcome to the continuation of the estimation of population. So I just want to focus you um, on the thing na yung sa population mean natin is that we are given with two cases. No? The first case na gagawin natin sa estimation of population of mean is that when you have a large sample natin given that the variance or standard deviation is known. Automatically, when we have a large sample and the standard deviation is known, we can just get this formula. No? The uh, x bar minus z alpha all over 2 standard deviation divided by the square root of n must be less than the mu, and the mu must be no must be greater than the mu. No. The mu must be greater than this, and the mu must be less than the x bar plus z alpha all over 2 variance all over square root of n. Standard deviation divided by the square root of n. Number two, the second case natin is that we have a large sample, no, that is probably n greater than or equal to 30, and we have standard deviation that is unknown. If that's the case, then we will use um, the formula that the mu must be greater than x bar minus z alpha all over 2 s over the square root of n, and mu must be less than x bar plus z alpha all over 2 s over the square root of n. So let me just um, confirm that. Okay. So ito yung given natin, or ito yung formula natin if you have a large sample which the variance in unknown and n is greater than or equal to 30, which is yun yung example natin last time here. No? We don't have the standard deviation given, pero alam natin yung S, yung the sample standard deviation. Okay? So, next is the estimation of the difference between two population. So, natapos na natin yung estimation of the mu. Next is the estimation of the difference. So, we have the estimation of difference of two population mean. So, that's mu1 minus mu2. So, if x bar 1 and x bar 2, no, so you have x bar 1 and x bar 2. So, these are the sample means. And the sample mean x1 bar will represent the mu1, and x sub 2, x bar sub 2 will be at the point estimate of mu2. No, these are independent random variables of size n. So automatically, this one is coming from the n, not n sub 1 and n sub 2, drawn from two population with variances. So meron tayong variances na um, sigma sub 1 squared and sigma sub 2 squared. Then, the z sub alpha all over 2 is the critical value with the area alpha all over 2 to the right of it. So, um, yun na nga, yung pagdating natin sa z value, no, yung alpha all over 2 is always to the right, yung area to the right. Yeah, this is the alpha all over 2, the area to the right. So, what we're gonna need is 1 minus alpha all over 2. Kailangan natin kumuha ng 1 minus alpha all over 2, which is nakikita natin yun sa z table para makuha natin si alpha all over 2. No? So, I 100 times quantity 1 minus alpha percent confidence interval for the mu 1 minus mu 2 is given by, so ito yung formula, if you have, so two cases pa rin tayo dito, no? So, case number 1, if you have a large sample and the standard deviation is known. Standard deviation is known, so you have mu 1 minus mu 2 must be greater than the quantity x1 bar minus x2 bar minus z alpha all over 2. So parang kukulangin ako ng space. Tanggalin ko na lang muna to. Alpha all over 2 times the square root of the the variance 1 squared all over n1 plus the variance 2 squared over n sub 2. This whole term must be less than the difference, na? The difference of population mean. And this difference of population mean must be less than the quantity x1 bar minus x2 bar plus the z alpha all over 2, the square root of the variance squared n1 plus variance squared sub 2 all over n2. So, it requires a reasonable sample size or a normal like population for a central theorem to apply. So, ibig sabihin, if you have a large sample with um, with sigma or the standard deviation which is unknown. So, if unknown si sigma mo, but large sample ka pa rin, no? Ibig sabihin n is greater than or equal to 30, papalitan lang natin si variance natin. So, gagawin natin siyang x sub 1 bar minus x sub 2 bar minus the z alpha all over 2. Yung each variances natin, papalitan lang natin ng sample variance. S sub 1 squared all over n1 plus S sub 2 squared sub 2 must be less than mu 1 minus mu 2, and then this difference must be less than the x1 minus x sub 2 mga bars, and then z alpha all over 2 square root of the s1 squared all over n1 plus s sub 2 squared all over n2. So this happens if you have a unknown standard deviation. You only are given with the sample standard deviation. So it is important that the two samples be randomly selected and independent of each other. So yung mga samples natin na kinuha, the x1 bar, the x sub 2 bar, no, are randomly selected. Can be used if yun yung sinabi ko, the sigma is unknown as long as the sample size are large. So large naman siya. So let's have an example for this. So, a random sample of 45 part-time students and 38 full-time students, so pinalitan ko lang yung part-time ng full ha, were taken, and the number of study days lost due to sickness was recorded. So, yung mga part-time students pati 38 na full-time students, nagkakasakit sila, and these are the days na nawala sa study nila dahil sa sickness. So the following table shows the resulting statistics. So nagsampling ka, no? Nagsampling ka sa part-time pati full-time. Sa part-time, you have 45 students. And sa 45 students na yun, ang mean ng days nila, the sample mean na nagkakasakit sila is 10.4 and the standard deviation na nagkakasakit sila is 12.8. While sa full-time naman, we have 38 na N X bar, the sample mean is 7.8 and the sample standard deviation is 5.5. Now you have to find the 90%. We have now to estimate the population that we have a 90% confidence interval for the true difference between the population mean study times loss, population mean study times loss due to sickness for the part-time and the full-time students. So, dapat full-time students to. So, we have to denote na the N sub 1, yun si 45 kasi mas malaki siya, no? Para ma-estimate niya si mu1. So, always si mu1 natin, siya yung mataas. No? So, estimate ang si mu1. Then, si N sub 2 natin is the 38 para ma-estimate natin si mu sub 2. Okay? So, first thing na hahanapin natin is ang first thing na gagawin natin is i-follow lang natin yung example natin here. You have to find the alpha all over 2, then find the area, and then find the z, and then you interpolate them. So, therefore, first is you find the confidence interval mo sa alpha mo. So, if we have a 90% confidence interval, therefore, the alpha, no, 10% si si wait lang. So if we have a 90% na confidence interval, so 90 siya, tigpa 5% ang magkabilang dulo, no? So ibig sabihin the alpha is 10% or the 0.01. Okay? So the z natin ngayon na hinahanap is z alpha all over 2, which is equal to z 0. This is 0.1. Sorry. 10%. This is 0.05. So yun yung hinahanap natin first. Next, we have to find the z. We have to find the z of 0.05. So, para natin nahanapin si z 0.05, again, kunin natin si area. You find the area if we have alpha over 2 na 0.05, we have to find the area of 1 minus alpha over 2. So you find the area 0.05 by finding area at 1 minus alpha all over 2, no? So 1 alpha all over 2 is naka sa 1 minus 0.05, that's 0.95. So you find the area na may 0.95 ka, and then makikita natin si z. So the z here is equal to 1.645. Just like what we have dun sa table natin here, that if you have 95%, the z is, no, if you have 90%, the z is 1.645. The alpha all over 2 is 0.05. Okay, so nakuha na natin si z natin there. So, i-compute natin siya isa-isa. So, we have S, no? So, wala tayong variance is unknown. So the standard deviation is unknown, but let's see if n is equal to or greater than 30. So, 45 is greater than 30, 38 is greater than 30. So, napasok siya sa case number 2. So, um, evaluate lang natin isa-isa. So, for this, no, for this limit natin, so we have x bar 0.4 minus 7.8, no? Which is nakita natin dito, 10.4, 7.8. 10.4 minus 7.8, minus 1.645 times the square S natin is 12.8 squared all over 45 plus 5.5 squared over 40 over 38. No? So that will be equal to 0. Negative 0.87. For the other limit natin, we have 10.4 minus 7.8. Basically, ipa-plus lang natin siya. Plus 1.645. To-plus natin siya. This is the error ha. By the way, this is the mean and this is the error. The whole term is the error. So, once na, pwede din na yan yung una yung evaluate para automatically plus minus na lang mo. This is equal to 6.07. So therefore, the 90% confidence interval is negative 0.87 must be less than the mu1 minus mu2 must be less than 6.07. So this is your answer. Dapat na confidence interval natin. Okay? Sige, so let's continue. So, natapos na natin yung estimation of the mean. Now, mag-estimate naman tayo ng population proportion. So, estimation of... So, yung population proportion natin is based on the binomial distribution natin, no? Based kung sa failure and success lang natin. So, dalawa lang yung natin dito. Usually na data natin. So, either nag-fail siya or nag-success siya. So estimation of the binomial population proportions when data from a simple random samples are used to estimate the population proportion P, the margin of error denoted by E is the maximum likely difference with probability 1 minus alpha such as 0.95. No? So between the observed proportion and the true value of the population P, the margin of error is called the maximum error of the estimate. So yung E natin is the maximum error of the estimate natin, which can be found by multiplying the critical value and the standard deviation of the sample proportion. So yun yung sinabi ko ngayon kanina na when you multiply the critical value times the standard deviation, makakakuha ka ng error. So this one is the error. So sa proportion natin, sa population proportion, ang error natin is equal to the critical value times the standard deviation. So the standard deviation is the proportion P hat times the Q hat all over N, where the Q hat is equal to 1 minus the P hat. Okay, so confidence interval for estimating a population proportion P, the P is the population proportion, P hat is the sample proportion. Again, this P hat is the sample proportion. We want to find the P, no? So N is the number of sample values, E is the margin error, and Z alpha all over 2 is your critical value. Requirements for using the confidence interval for estimating a population proportion of P. Ano ba yung kailangan natin ng confidence interval? No? Requirements for using the CI. Number one, the sample is a simple random sample. So dapat random talaga siya. Number two, the conditions for the binomial distribution are satisfied. Means there is a fixed number of trials. The trials are independent and there are two categories of outcome. Either its failure or success, and the probabilities remains constant for each trial. Number three, there are at least five successes and five failures. So, how do you get the proportion of the population? P na walang hat is the proportion of the population. This must be greater than the P hat, the proportion of the sample minus the error. Lagi natin itong ginagawa. And then P must be less than the P hat plus the error. Where error is equal to this value. So, ibig sabihin, pag isusulat natin ito lahat, we can always also write P must be, or P hat is plus or minus the E. P hat plus or minus of E. Or we can also write the interval P hat minus E, P hat plus E. So round off rules for confidence interval estimates of P, round the confidence interval limits for P to 3 significant digits. So dapat ganun tayo ha, 3 significant digits. Let's have an example for the population proportion. Um, Population proportion. Okay. Suppose that in a public opinion poll, meron tayong poll, no? May votation na nangyayari. Suppose that in a public opinion poll of the 1,000 people randomly selected, so automatically n is equal to 1,000, which is always greater than 30. No? So, pwede natin gamitin si CLT, the central limit theorem natin dito. So, 637 answered they mistrust the president. No? So, 637 mistrust the president. So, automatically, we have P hat is equal to the failure, or no, the failure, the success natin, which is, ang success natin dito is the mistrust. So, we have 637 over 1,000. So, that's your P hat, which is equivalent to 0.637. Automatically, if you have P hat that will look like this, so meron Q hat as 1 minus 0.637, that's 0.363. So Q hat 1 minus 0.637 or just 0.383. Okay, so meron tayong P hat, Q hat, and then we have N. So automatically we can get the uh, error for this. No? So construct a 95% confidence interval on the true value or on the true population proportions of people who mistrust the president and interpret the result. So we have to construct a confidence interval nung population talaga kasi to sample lang kasi to eh. So you get the mistrust of the mistrust, which is the P of the population. So you have to construct a confidence interval for that. So ang atin 95, ilan 'yun? 95%. 95% confidence interval. So sa 95%, if we have a CI or confidence level CL na 95%, automatically your alpha is equal to 5% or 0.05. Your alpha all over 2 is equal to 0.025. And you have to find the Z of L over 2. And Z alpha all over 2 is the Z value kung asa ang imong area is 1 minus the alpha all over 2. Gaya ng ginawa natin dito, we have to find the area of 1 minus alpha all over 2. So the area of 1 alpha all over 2 is equal to, so 1 minus alpha all over 2, we have 97.5 or 0.975. So, hanapin natin ngayon si 0.975. Makikita natin siya sa Z na 95%, Z na 1.96. So, Z na 1.96. No? Thus, kung papasok tayo dun sa equation natin from here, no, simplified equation natin, P star, which is 0.637 minus the E. So, ang E natin is the Z squared, ay Z pala, hindi pala Z squared. Z is 1.96 times the square root of the P hat, Q hat, all over square root of N, which is 1,000. So, isosolve na lang natin dito, no? The P hat, the square root of P hat is 0.637. Q hat is 0.383 all over the square root of 1,000. And that will give you mga 0.154. So, ibig sabihin, this whole quantity is multiplied by 0.154, and then the must be less than the P, the proportion P, and the proportion P must be less than 0.637 plus 1.96 times 0.154. This will give you a value na 0.607 must be less than P, P must be less than 0.667. Therefore, there is a 95% confidence. So, this is the confidence interval na nakukuha natin. So, this is the 95% confidence that 60%. No? So, ang pag-interpret niyan is confident tayo ng 95% na 60.7% to 66.7% ng buong population may mistrust sa president. No? So, procedure for construction of confidence interval for P, this is just a summary of what we have to do. No? So, if you want more of the example, you can refer from this slides na lang. No? And how did I do that? Okay, so once na makakuha ka ng upper and lower limits mo, and then you will write the confidence interval, we can also write the confidence interval expressed as uh, P positive negative E. So your E here is this one. So the mean, which is the P, and then not the mean, the proportion of the sample is 0.2, no? Bakit naging 0.2 to? Ay, hindi. For a specific problem pala ito. So the P here is 0.637 positive and negative E. So the error is 1.96 times 0.154. That will give you positive and negative 30, 0.302. So, pwedeng ganito yung answer ninyo, pwede din ganito yung answer ninyo. Okay, so these are just a few of the examples, no? So, analyzing faults, when analyzing faults, consider number one, the sample should be a simple random sample. Number two, the confidence level should be provided. So, dapat alam natin confidence level natin. The sample size should be provided. Siyempre, kukuha ka na ng sample, dapat alam mo na rin yung ilan yung size ng sample mo. Except for relatively rare cases, the quality of the poll results depends on the sampling method and the size of the sample, but the size of the population is usually not a factor. So never follow the common misconception that poll results are unreliable if the sample size is a small percentage of the population size. The population size is usually not a factor in determining the reliability of a poll. So suppose you want to collect sample data in order to estimate some population proportion. The question is how many samples items must be obtained. No? So dito na papasok na yung n natin if given naman tayo ng population proportion. So from here, gaya ng ginawa natin last time na if you want to get the n, you just manipulate sana yan. If you want to get the n, sana yung n natin here. Yeah, here. If you want to get the n, given ka ng error mo, so i-manipulate mo lang yung equation, makakuha ka ng equation ng n. Pareha din sa proportion. Sa proportion, pwede mo rin i-manipulate to, i-square mo ang both side, and then i-reciprocate mo para makuha mo si n. Okay? So, to solve by n by algebra, then we can say na n is equal to z alpha all over 2 squared p star, p hat times q hat all over e squared. No? So, yung n dito, dalahatin ko lang. Estimates number of sample size. So, yung n doon sa pinakauna, sa estimation of mean, ito lang ng color, gagawin ko blue. Okay, so yung n dito must be here, no? So, i-manipulate lang natin yan siya, andito. Since this is error, therefore, n is equal to the z alpha all over 2 times the standard deviation all over e, then square mo the whole term. Also, dito, sa if proportions tayo, yung n natin, here, pwede natin gawing n is equal to z alpha all over 2 squared p hat q hat given tayo ng error. Error is e squared. So, if no estimates of P is known, if wala kang estimates ng P known, we can assume that the P and Q are even. No? So, here, if P is unknown, automatically, P hat is equal to Q hat, which is 0.5. No? Okay, same naman sila. Okay? So, 0.5 times 0.5, magiging 0.25. So, that's why may 0.25 tayo dyan. So if the computed sample size n is not a whole number, round the number of n up to the next larger whole number. No? So ceiling always yung kinukuha natin na whole number if hindi tayo nakakuha ng n here. Kasi as much as possible, this n must be n greater than or equal eh. Dapat greater than or equal tayo dito kasi we want large sample. No? So as here, dapat n is greater than or equal. No? So, parang lower limit mo yung nakukuha mo dito sa example na sa equation na ito. So, these are just random examples. You can just read it at your own pace. So, in this section, we have discussed point estimates, confidence interval, confidence level. So, yung point estimates natin, ibig sabihin, we say that the X bar will represent the mu bar. The S, standard deviation, will represent the sigma. The S squared will represent the sigma squared. The P hat will represent the P. Yun yung mga point estimates. Pag confidence intervals natin, again, you want to find this value, no? Yung confidence interval mo at the lower end, the lower and the upper limit yung sa confidence intervals. Pag confidence level naman, either 95%, 90%, 99%, kung ilan yung area mo doon sa right na kukunin mo, sa left na kukunin mo. Critical values, yun yung Z. Z alpha all over 2, yun si critical values. Margin of error, yun yung E na kinukuha natin, which is yung E natin, the margin of error is equal to the Z, the critical values, times the standard deviation. And the determining sample sizes, kung paano natin kukuha yung mga N. No? So, next is estimating a population mean from a small sample case. So, lahat ng binanggagawa natin kanina, we always assume a large sample. We always assume a large sample. What if we have a small sample lang? No? Kasi hindi natin kaya ng maraming sample na kukunin. So, we have a population pero estimation of population mean from small sample. So kung sa small sample tayo, hindi na natin pwede gamitin si normal distribution na natin. Usually si small sample nasa n less than 30 to, no? So this section presents a method of estimating a population mean when the population standard deviation is not known. So first is hindi known si standard deviation natin. So always pag ganon, no, the first case natin is small sample and then the standard deviation is unknown. Ang hirap naman siguro pag small sample ka na tapos known naman yung variance mo, no? So, this time, ang i-consider lang natin is small sample tayo and then variance natin is unknown. Kasi parang ang weird, parang small sample yung kukunin mo pero alam mo pala si variance ng population mo. Parang mas na-measure mo na lang si population kaysa kukuha ka ng small sample mo. So usually, pag small sample ka talaga, hindi mo alam si variance. Wala kang idea ni population. So, with the unknown standard deviation, we use the student T distribution. So dito papasok si T distribution natin na diniscuss natin last time. No? The T distribution. Assuming that the relevant requirements as satisfied. So, di ba, meron tayong, from the very start, meron tayong normal distribution, meron tayong Z distribution, we have the T distribution, we have the F distribution. No, diniscuss ko na yun last time. So, the sample mean is the best point estimate of the population mean. Yes, we already assumed that. We say that the mu is the population mean, the x bar is the sample mean, the s is the sample standard deviation, the n is the number of sample values. Dapat may s and may n ka. Kung hindi available si sigma, dapat available si s. S is known, no? Kasi madaling kunin sa s kasi it's the sample standard deviation. So if the distribution of a population is essentially normal, then the distribution of this t is equal to this formula. So yung t natin is equal to x bar minus mu over s all over square root of n. No? So this is a student t distribution for all samples size n. It is often referred to as t distribution and is noted to find the critical values denoted by t alpha all over 2. So yun sa t distribution natin, kinukuha natin si critical value na t alpha all over 2. Just like the dun sa large sample natin, kumukuha tayo ng critical value na z alpha all over 2. Dito, kukuha tayo ng t alpha all over 2. At saan kukunin si t alpha all over 2? You go back doon sa um, table natin. It's in table t-test. T-test. Yeah, it's in table 8.4. Yeah, table 8.4. So, in table 8.4, yung column 1 natin is the degrees of freedom, and then yung row natin is the alpha, no? Yung alpha. Yeah, table 8.4. So, let's start. So, important properties of the student T distribution. Number one, the student T distribution is different from for different sample sizes. For example, if you have n is equal to 3, n is equal to 12, magkaiba. No, magkaiba. That's why meron tayong mga degrees of freedom na ginagamit. The student T distribution has the same general symmetric bell shape. So, bell shape pa rin siya. Actually, nakikita siya sa taas ng table 8.4, no? So, yung alpha natin is nasa right side, and then the left side is the area of concern natin, no? Or the area dun sa confidence level natin, but it reflects the greater variability with wider distribution that is expected with small samples. The t distribution has a mean of t is equal to 0 at the middle, no? When z is equal to 0. So parang pareha lang siya sa z-score. The standard deviation of the student t distribution varies with the sample size and is greater than 1. So dapat ang standard deviation ng t distribution natin is greater than 1, unlike the standard normal distribution which has the sigma is equal to 1. As the sample size n gets larger, the student distribution gets closer to the normal distribution. So this is what happened here. Kung yung this is the distribution, the t distribution, no? If you have n is equal to 3, itong orange siya, and then as you get n pataas na pataas, no, if you increase the n, maging n is equal to 12, it approaches the standard normal distribution. So ito yung standard normal distribution natin, no, which is makikita natin sa yung z. So yung blue natin, ito yung si z distribution natin. Si red natin is the t distribution when n is equal to 12. Si orange is the t distribution when n is equal to 3. No, so it approaches the standard normal distribution. So the number of degrees of freedom for the collection of sample data is the number of the sample values that can vary after certain restrictions have been imposed in all data values. So that's a degrees of freedom na nagkakaroon tayo ng precise estimation of the population. So yung degrees of freedom natin usually is denoted as the V, no? V, no, which is the n minus 1. Siya yung sa I think it's new, no? If I'm not mistaken, it's new na Latin word. So it's new. Yeah. So yung degrees of freedom natin mag n minus 1 lang tayo. Yun yung pinakaiba niya sa large sample. Sa large sample nag-n lang tayo, sa t distribution n minus 1. So again, meron pa rin tayong E, which is the margin of error, the T alpha all over 2, which is the critical value. So we have still the E, and then the T alpha all over 2, which is the critical value. Which represents T value separating the area of alpha all over 2 in the right tail of the distribution. So isabihin, if we have a distribution that will look like this, and then this is the T alpha all over 2, no? This area, ano, uh, so this area is the alpha all over 2, and this area is the 1 minus alpha all over 2, which is yun din yung ginagawa natin most of the time. So the margin of error ngayon, yung error natin is equal to error So yung error natin ngayon is equal to the t alpha all over 2 times the standard deviation na s over square root of n. So where t alpha all over 2 has n minus 1 degrees of freedom, and the table na 8.4 will give us the least value of the t. No? So just look at the table natin para makuha natin ang value ng t. at different areas. So yung sa loob ng graph ha, are areas, ay sa loob ng graph, sa loob ng table. So ito mga area ito, and then degrees of freedom, and then we have one tail o two tails, no? But dito tayo sa actually dalawa to eh, 0.025 and 0.05. I think nasa yeah, 1 and 401. Saan ba to? 0.01, 0.0131, 0.0, bakit wait lang ha, so 0.0131, so this is in one tail, no? Anyway, ang importante is andito tayo sa um, so titingin tayo sa one tail kasi one tail lang muna yung tinitingnan natin here. So dito na lang tayo mag-refer sa binigay ko na because na table, no? Table 8.4. So confidence interval for the estimate when yeah, with um, sigma not known. So unknown naman talaga yung sigma natin. So confidence interval ganun pa rin, no? You can just write, no, the mu, the population, no, must be greater than x bar minus e, here x bar plus e, no. But yung e natin nag-change na ngayon. Ang e kasi natin dito from the very beginning, yung e natin sa mean mu natin is here, no. Alpha all over 2, standard deviation over square root of n, and then kung large sample tapos standard deviation is unknown, magiging s all over square root of n, no? So parang pinalitan lang natin si z, alpha all over 2 sa t, alpha all over 2. So your e here is this one. Your e here is similar to this one. So use the sample statistics of ito, example lang to. So wait lang, nakapaghatag ba ako ng example? Wala. So, use the sample statistics of when n is equal to 49. Uh, parang iba ito eh. So, use the sample statistics of n is equal to 49, x bar is equal to 0.4, and s is equal to 21. Note na magagamit lang natin si n less than 30 ha if we assume that the population is normal distributed. Yeah, normal distributed. Pero if hindi naman sinabi na normally distributed si population, no? Kailangan meron tayong n is equal to 49 para magamit natin si CLT, na sa central limit theorem, no? Dapat greater than 30 tayo kay central limit theorem. Then x bar is equal to 0.4, s is equal to 21, which is yun yung sample mean natin and sample standard deviation to construct a 95% confidence interval estimate of the population. So automatically, we have a 95% confidence level. Alpha is 0.05 with n is equal to 49. The degree of freedom is 49 minus 1, which is the 48. So for this example, your nu, which is n minus 1, is equal to 48. And then if you closest um, DF, so 48, may 48 ba tayo sa one? You can interpolate the distribution. Okay, so meron tayong 40 and 60. So, pwede kayong mag mag-interpolate sa gitna ng 40 and 60. No? So mag-interpolate kayo uh, sa so VA, interpolate natin. VA is equal to 40 and VB is equal to 60, and then your V here, then your alpha is automatically, pila man ang alpha natin dito. Nasa one tail tayo, so ang alpha natin is 0.05. No? So, dito na tayo magsa-start na titingin na lang tayo sa right. So, si T distribution, si chi-square distribution, and si F distribution to the right yung titingnan natin, yung alpha na lang. No? Pero doon sa large sample natin, since nag-z pa tayo, titingnan pa natin yung area ng left natin. Dito, automatic, pwede na tayo magtingin sa right natin. So, alpha, if you're gonna look sa distribution natin, ito yung T, I think this is this is T alpha. T alpha. Okay? So alpha is equal to 0.05. Alpha all over 2 is equal to 0.025. So you have to find the T alpha all over 2, which is nasa alpha all over 2, 2 point something. Hanap natin 2 point something na T alpha all over 2. Uh, so, hanapin natin si T alpha at, bakit wait lang ha? 2.009. This is, wait lang. The area kasi, ito kasi yung area under the T, T natin. Gaya ng Z natin dito, ano yung steps natin? So, you find A, which is 1 minus the 0.95. T alpha is, pwede ba yun? I mean, the area. Wait lang, parang nalito ako dito sa, sa notation ko. Yeah. T alpha 20. So that's, okay, so hanapin natin sa here T alpha 2.009, and then the T alpha error. Okay, so the area, sige, i-try na lang natin ha, na i-solve using the parang pareha sa Z. So when this is alpha all over 2, then we have to find yung area. So the area here is equal to um, 1 minus 0.25, 0.025, that's 0.975. So 975, pwede ba yun? Hindi. Hindi. Wait lang ha. Automatic na pala ito. Hindi pa tayo titingnan sa area. So, T alpha all over 2, 0.025, no? Let's just say na T alpha all over 2, which is T 0.025. So, tingnan natin sa 0.025. Diretso na pala natin ito titingnan sa table natin. So 0.025 na alpha all over 2. Ay, this is alpha. Alpha is 0.05 pala. But alpha all over 2 is 0.025. Sa sa table natin, T alpha. T alpha ang nasa table kasi natin eh. Ang T alpha sa table 8.4 from table 8.4. That's T alpha. So ang alpha natin is T 0.05. So 0.05 and then na-belong siya sa wait lang ha. Okay. 0.025 pa rin siya. Sige. I-follow natin yung notation natin. So, this is final. So, T alpha all over 2 or T of 0.025, you can find it here. No? Sa 0.025, tin natin yung 0.025, saan siya banda? Mag-interpolate ka. Ay, hindi. Here. So, yung VA natin, lilipat ko na lang ito dito. So, sa pag-interpolate natin, para mahanap si T at 0.025, your VA is 60 kasi kailangan natin is 48 eh. So, VA is 40, VB is 60, and ang sa VA, ang 0.025 niya is the T at 0.025 sa here, VA is naasa 2.021. Ang T 0.025 sa 60 is at 2. So, i-interpolate mo lang siya. Okay, so pag interpolate mo, um, we can get, sige, interpolate natin ha, para makita natin. So, your X is your V. So, 40, 60, your Y is 2.021, 2, and then you have to find 48, shift stat, regression, Y hat. So, you have 2 point, tama. So, here, at 48, no? So, at V na 48, then T 0.025 is equal to 2.01. Ano? 0.0. So, 2.013. No, 3 decimal places. So I'm gonna edit na lang itong ginawa ko. Ito yung nasulat dito. Para, saan na tayo? Ito mahaba na pala tayo. This is 2.013. Okay. Sige. Tuloy tayo. So, if that the answer, the 2.0213, the T 0.045, automatically we can get the error. So, when S is equal to 21, T is 0.13, and then your S is 21 sa problem natin, no? And then X bar is 0.4. So, and then N is equal to 48. 9. So n minus 1 is 48. Okay. So, input na natin siya. So, in natin ngayon, E is equal to the 2.013. Parang image na kasi ito eh. So, just edit na lang. Mag-insert na lang ako. Um, that's illustration shape bar 2.013, and then shape format. Okay. So, that's 2.013 times the s, which is 21, over the square root of 49. This will give you um, 2.013 times 21 divided by square root of 49, 6.039. Control C, Control V. So the answer here is 6.039. Okay, so the confidence interval natin, mag-change yung confidence interval natin. Okay? So, ilalagay ko na lang yung answer dito sa note ko. Anyway, bibigyan ko naman kayo ng copy. Um, Therefore, yung error natin here, similar sa ginawa natin kung paano tayo magkuha ng error, no? So, mean is equal to the positive negative of the error. And that will give you ang mean natin, no mean, x bar, positive negative error. So, x bar natin is 0.4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 0.4. 0.4, positive negative 6.039. That will, so this can be good. Okay na to, na confidence interval. But then, kung ilalagay natin siya into a range format, so, magiging 0.4 plus 603,039. We can have 6.439 must be greater than the than the mu, kasi population na yung titingnan natin. Mu must be 6.039 minus 0.4. So, 0.4 minus 6.039, that will give you negative 5.639. So, pwede itong ganito na answer. So, this is the answer na in range form. Okay. So, almost similar lang din naman. But then, tatanggalin ko na lang talaga siya. Okay, so requirement using a confidence interval for estimating a population mean. Kailangan the sample is a simple random sample and dapat normally distributed siya, or n is equal to is greater than 30. Kung less than 30 siya, dapat normally distributed siya. No? So, procedure for constructing, ito similar lang din dun sa proportion natin. No? But here, uh, sa T distribution tayo titingin. Again, sa T distribution, automatically kung ano yung nakikita yung T sub alpha all over 2, diretso hanapin yung sa T distribution. Makakuha kayo ng value ng T. Okay, okay na yan. So, another example here. So the so ito automatically we have kwan na talaga. N is equal to 10, no? So si dapat nire-represent niya that the population is normally distributed, no? The lifetime of 10 bulbs were recorded with the following results. So you have X bar 1173.6 hours. Your S is equal to 36.6 hours. So ito yung mean ng hours, no? Or mean ng light bulb lifetime niya, and then ito yung variance, no, sample standard deviation. So your N is equal to 10. Estimate the population mean lifetime of a light bulb with 95% confidence interval. So you have to estimate down na 95% confidence interval ka. So again, if 95%, your one, so first, no, the n is equal to 10, so therefore n is less than or equal to 30, it must be assumed that the population is normal. Hindi ata nalagay dito the population is normal. But then, sige, lagyan natin. The lifetime of 10 that were recorded. Estimate the uh, population mean. Bakit parang hindi dito na-edit? Okay. It's in a picture. I-assume na lang natin. Na? Lagay ko lang dito. Yeah. Nalagay ko na pala dyan. Population is normal. Okay, so paano natin to i-attack na problem? We say that the confidence interval is 95%. Automatically alpha is equal to 0.05, and then tau alpha all over 2 is tau 0.025. So titingnan natin 0.025, 0.025 when n is equal to 10. Therefore n, the nu is equal to 9. So titingin ka sa nu na 9, and then 0.025, no, this will give you 2.626, no. So therefore the 95% interval natin has a t na 2.626. So input na natin siya sa equation natin. We have the mean, which is 1173.6, minus the t score natin, t value, and then times the 36.6, which is the S, over the square root of n, which is n is equal to 10. No, this is must be less than mu, and then mu must be less than also 1 7 736, 17 17 pala, 0.6 3 to, and then plus 2.626, we have 36.6 over square root of 10. Then we can get 1147.63 must be less than the mu, and the mu must be less than 1199.57, or we can just get the e, no, so ito is enough, no, ito is enough. But you can also compute for the value of the error, which is 2.626 times the okay, 2.626 times the 36.6 all over the square root of 10. Therefore, the error is 30.393. So you can just say that the x bar plus minus error is equal to x bar is 1173.6 plus minus 30.393. Okay, so finding the point estimate, NE. So ito nakatry na rin tayo, no, from the confidence interval. So you have For example, ito, the lower limit. So, automatic ito is si lower limit ha, dun sa confidence interval natin. This is the lower limit. And this one is the upper limit. No? So, para kunin mo si x bar mo, i-divide 2 mo na lang siya. Point estimate. No? So, the e is the upper limit minus the x bar. Pwede nyo ganun. So, this is just an example na pwede nating i-basahin. Finally, dun sa small samples natin difference, kasi nag-difference tayo dito, uh, estimation of difference, nag-difference ata tayo. Estimation, yeah to. Nag-estimation tayo ng difference. Here, given that we have a large sample, no? Ngayon, mag-estimate tayo ng difference ng population given a small sample tayo. Not much of a difference naman. Mag-change lang naman dito is yung sa t natin. So, estimation of difference of population mean. So, mu1, mu2, given we have a small for small sample size. So, given we have a small sample size, so, ang mangyayari niyan, large samples, small sample, wait lang. Between two populations, okay, ito. So, ang equation lang, I think wala to sa slides, but then, susulat ko na lang dito. So, estimation, your mu1 minus mu2 must be greater than the quantity x x1 bar minus x2 bar minus the t of the alpha all over 2 times SP. So we have new quantity ngayon na SP times the square root of 1 minus n sub 1 plus 1 over n sub 2. So, this, since minus tayo dito, automatic plus tayo. So, the difference must be less than x sub 1 bar minus x sub 2 bar minus t, plus t alpha all over 2 sp square root of 1 n minus 1 plus 1 over n minus 2. So, yung value ng sp ngayon is sp is equal to the square root, medyo mahaba to, no? So, square root of n minus 1 times s1 squared plus n sub 1 minus 1, n sub 2 minus 1, s sub 2 squared. So, yung mga s natin are the standard deviation of the samples. So, n1 plus n2 minus 2. No? Where v, no, yung hanap nating v is n1 plus n2 minus 2. Ito yung degrees of freedom natin, the new degrees of freedom. Sige, so let's have this kind of an example. Construct a 98% confidence interval for the true difference, no, of the population between the mean discomfort level for patients who have received standard medicine and the new one from the statistics in the table. So we had the standard medicine and new medicine. Sample size is n. So the n is equal n1 is equal to n2, which is equal to 5. The n is clearly less than 30. So dapat i-assume natin that both population populations are normal, no? So both populations are normal. So 98% standard 98% confidence interval. So automatically we have an alpha of 0.02, and then you have alpha all over 2 na 0.01. Ngayon kukunin natin si SP. Pagkatapos ito kukunin natin si tau alpha all over 2. Parang ganun lang. 0.01. Sige. So SP is equal to the square root of the 5 minus 1 times 15 at that's 18 all over 2, 22 pala. So this is 5 minus 1 times ito. S1 squared, S1 is 18. 18.82 squared plus 5 minus 1. This is 12.77 squared over, this is 5 plus 5 minus 2. And that will be equal to, so ito na calculate, that's 4 times 4 times 18.82 squared plus 4 times 12.77 squared all over 8. So this will give you a, so square root natin siya. SP is equal to, yeah, SP, wait lang. Naka-square ba na si SP natin dito? Wala. So SP is equal to 16.082. No? So T at 0.01, so tinat sa table natin, T, and then ang N natin is 4. Oh, so nangyayari lang yung difference, no, basta N is equal to N1 is equal to N2 kasi wala siyang X and Y component. Nasa ratio na lang siya. So, nangyayari lang si difference of two means if you have N1 is equal to N2. So, at nu is equal to, ilan yung nu natin? Nu is equal to 8. No? So, titingnan natin sa nu is equal to 8. Punta tayo ng 0.01. 8, 0.01. We have 2.896. 898. 896. 8 na nu and then 0.01, 2.896. This is 2.896 na T sub 0.01. So, yon, pwede na tayong, kasi kukunin natin yung, ano ba, yung true difference eh. So, yeah. We have, input na lang natin dito, x1 minus x sub 2. So, we have 60.33 minus 32.21 minus 2.896, which is the T natin, and then SP. SP natin is 16.082 square root of 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5. Ang madaling gawin natin, kunin na lang natin to, ang value ng error. No? So this is 60.33 minus 32.21. We have 28.12 minus the value ng error natin, 2.896 times 16.082 times the square root of 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5. We have 29.40, 45, 45.6. No? And then, this is the difference. So, less than mu1, mu2. Uh, uh, 2. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 less than 28.12 plus 29.456. Point yan ha. So, this will give you 28.12 minus 29.456. So, this is the 60.33 minus 32.21. This is 28.12. Tapos, we have 2.896 times 16.082 times the square, double check ko lang. 2.896 times 16.082 times square root of 1 over 5 plus square root of 1 over 5 plus, okay, 29, tama. So this is negative 28.12 minus the answer. This is negative 1.336 mu 1 mu 2, and then i-add natin yung 28.12 plus 29.456. This is 57.576. So ito yung makuha natin na confidence interval. Or pwede rin na gawin natin siyang ano yung mean natin. The difference, we have 60, we have 28.12 plus minus 29.456. Yeah, pwede rin yan. So, yun, sa portion na to, nag-try tayo ng student T distribution. We discussed degrees of freedom, margin of error, confidence interval with mu, with sigma, which is the standard deviation unknown, choosing the appropriate distribution, point estimates, and using confidence interval to compare data. And finally, mag-try tayo ng chi-square and the F F distribution. So, um, hindi na ata to naka-slides, but then i-discuss ko na lang din. So, lahat ng na-discuss natin is about mean, no? Either magkuha tayo ng population mean or magkuha tayo ng difference ng population mean. This time, mag-estimate tayo ng variance. So, halos lahat ng ginawa natin, nag-estimate tayo ng mean eh. O estimation of difference sa mean, estimation ng population mean, puro mean, estimation ng mean. And ngayon, variance naman. And sa variance, gagamitan natin siya ng chi-square. So, yung point estimator natin dito ng variance natin, if sample tayo, ang variance natin is S squared. If population tayo, ang variance natin is sigma squared. Okay? So, ang titingnan lang natin, for the 1 minus alpha na confidence interval, no? And then we have a variance na um, for population variance natin, no? Ang formula lang natin is sobrang dali lang. Titingin lang kayo sa chi-square na distribution. No? It has a formula of n minus 1 times the s squared all over the chi value at alpha all over 2. Chi-squared value, alpha all over 2. This whole quantity must be less than or equal, less than, not less than the variance. Let, let me double check. Um, other book. Yeah, that's n minus 1 s squared all over chi. This is the chi ha. Chi squared sub alpha all over 2 less than the population variance. The population variance must be less than n minus 1 s squared all over chi squared 1 minus alpha all over 2. No? So the chi squared alpha all over 2 and chi squared 1 minus alpha over 2 are the chi squared values with v. These are the chi-squared value when nu is equal to n minus 1. So magnu ka pa rin dito, leaving areas of alpha over 2 and 1 minus alpha over 2 to the right. So example lang natin dito is this. I think hindi ko nalagay. So example lang sa variance natin. Isusulat ko na lang ha. Kasi last two topics na rin to eh. So example, we have a sample of 100 package. 100 packages has variance na 1 to 7 ounces. Find, madali lang to. Find a 95% confidence interval for the variance of all such packages. So a sample of 100 packages has a variance of 1 to 7 ounces. Find the 95% confidence interval for the variance of all such packages. Automatically, we have a package na 100. N is equal to 100, nu is equal to 99. So, if titingnan natin siya, the variance niya, ito is a sample variance. S squared is equal to 127 kasi sample lang siya. So, we have to find the confidence interval ng population variance natin. Okay, so from here, n-1, meron tayo, ang kailangan lang natin makuha is si chi-squared natin. So, the 95% is equivalent, has the 95% confidence interval, no, is may alpha siya na 0.05, no? So alpha all over 2 is equal to 0.025. 1 minus alpha all over 2 is equal to 0.975, no? So titingnan natin sa table natin si chi-square na 0.025 and the chi-square na 0.975 at both at v is equal to 99. So v is equal to 99. Ay, wait. Normal distributed na ba to? Wait lang ha. Okay lang siya. So titingnan natin sa distribution natin is chi 0.025. So ang chi distribution natin is naa sa table table 8, 8.5. So look at table 8.5. So table 8.5, the V here is 99. I think hindi kasi sinabi dito na normal distributed siya, no? So always n minus 1 siya eh, no? Always n minus 1. So sige, let's proceed with that. So V is equal to 99, tapos ang meron lang sa table natin is, kung nakita ninyo from table natin, you have uh, the V na 50 and V na 60. Tapos tingin ka sa 0.025 na column, na row pala. So, sa row na 0.025, so meron kang 0.025 na alpha, meron kang, ito ang value nito is 71.42 and this is 83.298. So you have to find V to 99. No? Ibig sabihin, ang gagawin mo, instead na dito ka sa loob, mag-extrapolate ka. So ang tawag dito is extrapolation. Instead na hahanap ka what's in between, hanap ka kung ano yung sa labas. V99, which is madali lang naman mag-extrapolate. Similar lang din sa pag-interpolate natin. You just input lang din the values. So x is equal to 50, then 60, then the y is 71.420 and 83.298 and 83.298, and then shift that reg y hat and then 99. So you have 129.62. So nag-extrapolate tayo 129.62. Wait lang, kung gagawin natin siyang 100, 29.81, 130. Okay, sige, 99. So 129.62, and then at alpha is equal to 0.975. Mag-extrapolate tayo from, this is 32.357 from the table. Ang V60 is 40.482 and V99 natin extrapolating will give you 72.17. Okay. So chi-squared na tayo. Meron tayong mga chi-square, no? Ito yung mga value ng chi-square natin. So, the chi-square sa 0.025 is 72.17. Sa 0.975 is we have 129.62. So, pwede natin i-input sa formula diretso. So, yung formula natin is n minus 1. So, meron tayong mga chi-square na value, no? So, diretso na natin. N minus 1. So, that's 99 times s squared. Ilan yung s squared na s natin? Variance is 127. So, that's already s squared. So, 127 times, first is the alpha all over 2. The chi-square of alpha all over 2. So, ang alpha all over 2 natin is the 0.025. Ang value natin is 129.62. And, so this is less than the variance, less than the 99. Tapos, S squared natin is 127 all over the 72.17. You will now have a value of 99 times 127, 129.62. We have 96.99. Actually, tatlong 9. less than 99 times 127 over 72.17. That's 174.214. So this is the confidence interval at 95% na confidence interval. Ito yung variance natin. The confidence interval ng variance natin. Okay? And finally, the estimation dun sa ratio. So ito is estimation of variance and yeah, population variance. Lagyan ko ng population variance. Population. And finally, yung sa F distribution natin, we have estimation of ratio of two population variances. So S1 squared, S2 squared. Okay? This is population variances. So yung ratio niyan, automatically, we always say that the S1 squared must always be greater than S2 squared. No? Para makakuha tayo ng greater than 1 na F natin. So again, magagamit tayo ng V1 here as the n minus 1 minus 1. This is the numerator degrees of freedom, no? Kasi since numerator siya s and 1 and the denominator na degrees of freedom is n sub 2 minus 1, no? So, gaya dito, ipapakita din natin ng equation niya. So, for 1 minus alpha 100% na confidence interval, uh, we will have to find the variances, the ratio of the variance. So, ratio ng variance from the sample variance natin. So, ang equation for this is S1 squared. The variance of the first sample, no? All over the variance of the second sample natin times the F 1 minus the alpha over 2 of the V2 minus V1, ibig sabihin new 2 minus new 1 less than the ratio of the variances less than the variance of the sample 1 divided by the variance of the sample 2 and then F of alpha all over 2 of the new 2 minus new 1. Okay, ang medyo na pinagkaiba ni F distribution and T distribution, no? Si T distribution is mauna dito sa left niya ang alpha all over 2. Si F distribution sa left niya mauna ang 1 minus alpha all over 2. Okay? And we also have to remember that uh, uh, with we have to remember that F 1 minus alpha all over 2 of the new 2 new 1, no? The new 2 minus new 1 is equal to 1 all over. So, reciprocal lang siya ng F alpha. Wait lang. Alpha all over 2. Okay. Reciprocal siya ng 1 over alpha all over 2 new 2 minus new 1. Okay, reciprocal lang siya. So, for example, meron tayong problem. We have, Given the following statistics, construct a 90% confidence interval for the ratio of the two populations. Population variances. Ratio of two population variances. So, uh, population variances. Okay, so for example, you have your population here, i-table na nako ha. So you have A and you have B and then you have your N. Ang N sa A is 12, ang N is 12, and then you have X bar which is the mean. Ang mean nito is 22. Ito yung mean niya, 22,500. Ito is 23,600. And then the variance which is 9,610. The sample variance 14,440, and then we have the new. So ang new nito is automatically 11, ito 11. No? So lagyan ko lang ng line here. Okay. So ito yung actually mas madali pag i-table niyo siya. No? Mas madali ninyo siyang maintindihan pag na-table niyo siya. Okay. So, so we say that 90% na confidence interval that will give you a alpha of 0.10, alpha all over 2, that's 0.05, 1 minus, ipagsulat na lang niyo dapat, 1 minus alpha all over 2, this is 0.95, no? Next, ang gagawin natin dito is that you get the f of alpha all over 2 given nu 1 minus, ay, may nakalimutan pala ako dito. With, ito pala, once nag-reciprocal ka, wait lang, it's not minus. Sorry, I have to edit this. It's not minus, it's comma. Kasi titingin ka pala sa x and y component ng graph. So I have to edit this. This is not minus. This is comma. Okay, so this is the f value of V2 and V1. F value of V2 and V1. Ang F nito is makikita sa 1 minus alpha over 2. Ito is 1 is alpha over 2. Here is, if you have to reciprocate V, V2, V1. V2, V1, this is V1. Sorry. This is F alpha over 2, and then this is V1, V2. So, yung lower limit natin is V2, V1, and ang upper limit natin is V1, V2. No, mamaya makikita natin kung ano yung, lalo na pag magkaiba yung N niya, doon makikita yung difference talaga dito. Again, this is V2, ang lower limit, meron kang V2, V1, and ang upper limit mo is V1, V2. Okay? So, kung mag-reciprocate ka, 1 minus alpha all over 2, which is V2, V1, ito is mahimong V1, V2. Okay, so sige, balikan natin dito. Ito kasi is you have n is 12, 12. So V1 is 11, V2 is equal to 11. No? So not much of a difference din naman ang mangyayari. Anyway, if isusulat natin yung general equation natin here, so you have to find the f alpha over 1, uh, and this is ang nakasuot dito is V2, V1, V2 and V1. So 11, 11. No, so this is F, um, alpha over 2 is 0.05 of 11, 11. So look at the table 8.6 chi-square F distribution. So from table 8.6, we can say that F 0.05 at 11, 11. So, the V1 is, ang mangyari dito is, ang una natin tinignan is V2 and V1. So, V2 is 11, here is V2, here is the V1. No, since same lang man sila, so not much of a difference. Yun nga, pag magkaiba na yung N mo, dun na medyo kailangan tayo meticulous. So, yung V2 mo is 11, so, the V2 is in the column 1 and then ang V1 is yung sa taas. Following this format, ngayon pipili ka ngayon if F is 0.05 or F is equal to 0.01. So, yun sa table 8.6, yung pinakaunang first table or the first table represents F at 0.05. No, while the second table is F 0.01. So, doon ka sa table na F 0.05 and then ang V1 mo is 11 and ang V2 mo is V2 mo is 11 din. Wait lang, double check ko lang sa main reference if tama ba yung equation natin. Okay, so we have here S1, okay, V1. Mhm. Okay, pwede naman siya. Kasi alpha, okay, pwede naman siya. 1 over this is here alpha all over 2 v2 v1 v1 v2. Okay. So mangyari nito table 8.6, the first kasi ang sa table 8.6 is v1 v2, so 11 11, automatically si v2 11 and then 11. So mag-interpolate ka, no? Dapat si V2 nimo is 11, V1 nimo is 11, V2 is column, V2 is column and V1 is your one mo, row. So nasa kabilang page, no? Around here sa 2.85 and 2.79. So you have to interpolate na um, sa V2 11. So V2 is 11 interpolate mo siya sa V1A is equal to, interpolate ka talaga, V1A is equal to 2.85, ano, so yung yeah, V1A natin is 10, V2A natin is 12, ang value ng V1A natin is 2.85, ang value nito is 2.79, so you can get the uh, uh, V2 na 11, which is equal, dito is B, which is equal to 2.82. Okay, so makakuha tayo ng pag-interpolation natin ng 2.82, and then sa kabila ganun din. The F95, 0.95, 11, 11, mag-interpolate din ako nito. So, makakakuha ako ng bilang F na ko here. 0.95. 11.95. So, walang 0.95. So, ang gagawin mo, gagamitin mo yung properties natin. Na 95 here, magiging ito siya. So, 0.95, 11, 11 is equal to 1 over F 0.05 V1, V2. Since nabaliktad lang namin din sila, 11, 11 pa rin siya. No? So, ibaliktad mo lang. So, ang makuha natin dito, si F005, 11, 11, 1 over 2.82, which is equal to 0.355. Ngayon, ready na tayo i-input sa system natin or dun sa equation natin. So, we have S1 squared, S2 squared, F of, ano yung pinakauna natin? 1 minus alpha. 1 minus alpha all over 2 of the V2, V1, which is equal to, ang S1 squared natin is 9, 6, ano, gagawin natin, always S1 yung pinaka malaki. So, magiging 14, 4, 4, 9, 6, 10, and then times yung F alpha all over 2 natin, which is, no, F sub 1 minus alpha divided by 2, which is ito, 0.355. So, ang answer is 0.5325. And then, kabila is, may S pa ba? May S pa. So, you have, kabila is S1 squared, S2 squared, F alpha all over 2. You have V1, V2. So, this is 14, 440, 9610 times 2.82. Yung 2.82 na nakuha natin dito. This is equal to 4.23. Therefore, ang interval natin is the ratio of variances must be greater than 0.5325 and less than 4.23. So, this is the answer for the problem. So, naka-estimate tayo lahat, no? Na-estimate natin si population mean, no? Naka-estimate tayo ng difference ng population mean, naka-difference tayo ng population proportion, naka-difference tayo ng population mean when the small sample, naka-estimate tayo ng difference ng mean for a small sample, and then naka-estimate tayo ng population variance, and finally naka-estimate tayo ng ratio of sorry, ratio of population variances. So if you have any problem, you can just message me, and then you can also read the main reference natin, yung Walpole for this. Tip ko lang sa inyo, kailangan yung i-print na lang yung statistical table natin. So yung statistical table natin, for the midterms, kailangan natin yung binomial probability na table natin, kailangan natin ng Poisson's probability natin, the area under the curve, the Z table natin, the critical value of T distribution, the chi-square distribution, and the F distribution. No? So, lahat nun kailangan para sa midterm exam natin this coming Saturday. So, I will announce it now. Ang exam natin will be on Saturday, 1:30 p.m. No? So, expect na this will be a problem solving na mga um, exam. No? This will be a problem solving na exam. So, thank you very much for coming into the class, and good luck for the exam.